Oh, yeah. Mango. Oh, yeah. I love this story. I just wrote this story not that long ago, okay? It's called Mango's Manscaping and Why Cosmo Hates Men. Now, unless you are from another planet, you obviously know what Cosmopolitan magazine is, okay? And Cosmo always has sex advice, sex tips, all of this stuff, and we need to address it now. It's too much, okay? It's just too much at this point. Now, since probably the 1950s or 60s, Cosmo has been giving sex advice to women. And it's horrible. It's terrible. And the worst part for you guys is that women take everything in Cosmopolitan magazine as gospel. If it's in Cosmo, it's real. It's true. It's the way it's got to be. Women don't even look at it as this is the most ridiculous thing I have ever heard. Instead, they look at it as Cosmo says it is, so that is how it shall be. Okay? So as I'm reading through Cosmopolitan magazine, they have a little segment here called Extra Creative Tips to Please Your Man. Okay, before we even go into the extra creative tips on how to please your man, let's talk about that for a second, okay? What is wrong with just sex? Could somebody please explain that to me? Like, you know what? Sex should never be boring. Sex should never be mediocre. It should always be good, okay? So if you're having just normal sex is good, right? So why do we need these extra creative tips to please your man, okay? And who gives a shit about pleasing your man anyway? You know what? Don't guys just want sex? I mean, do we really have to come up with these ridiculous scenarios? Isn't that crazy? I just don't understand it. Every guy I know, almost all my friends are guys, they just like having sex. They just want to have sex. They don't want you to do any of this extra creative shit. They just want you to, right? Just have sex. So I don't even know where Cosmo's getting this shit from. Are they interviewing people from other planets? Because 99.9% of the men that I know just want to have sex. Nothing weird, nothing freaky, nothing funky can you just put out, right? And women are the same way. Every one of my female friends, by the way, I just wanted to go on record as saying, every one of my female friends just wants to have more sex with their man, by the way. So in case you're like, oh, I don't know what's going on, things are kind of weird, just have sex. It'll fix everything. Because trust me, when she's talking to me, she's like, we're not having enough sex, we need to have sex more often. And when he's talking to me, he's like, we're not having enough sex, just have sex. Could everybody just start having sex 3 times a day? Everyone would be much happier, okay? But on that note, if you are not into just having normal, fun sex at least 3 times a day, maybe you want to hear about extra creative ways to please your man. And once I tell you these, you're going to be like, oh my God, can we just have normal sex? I don't ever want to hear this shit again. Okay, so we're only going to talk about one because obviously we just had to lay all this foundation, and I need to get to the root of the matter of what is wrong with everyone, that they turn to this Bible, if you will, this gospel, if you will, they call Cosmopolitan magazine. And it says, and I quote, extra creative ways to please your man. So it says shoelace, number 1. You take a shoelace and you tie it in the midpoint around his shaft, the shaft of his penis. Then you take your tongue and you flick the tip of his penis like a snake. That's what it says here. Flick it like a snake while moving the shoelace up and down the shaft. Can we all just have a moment of silence for that? Well, every guy just makes a face like this, right? You know you made that face. Cosmo is telling your woman that that's what you want, that you want her to tie a shoelace around your dick, flick her tongue over the tip of it like a snake while moving the shoelace up and down. There's no mention of lube here. There's going to be a whole lot of chafing going on. That's what I'm thinking. You should be angry about this. There should be an outrage by men right now that Cosmo is teaching women that this is what you guys want. You're not happy with normal sex. We got to get creative. And let me tell you what. Oh boy. That's creative, right? That's creative. Right there. Right there. So, on that note, I'm just going to let you guys think about it. Just let that sink in, the shoelace. Because you know what? You can't unthink it now. You can't unring a bell. Now, when you see or hear the word shoelace, you're going to be thinking of that shoelace going up and down your shaft. And what about the lube? This is disturbing. I don't know. I'm all fired up. I'm all worked up about this. I'm on your side, okay? I'm here to warn you. This is what I'm going to do for you guys. Right when Cosmo comes out, I'm going to read it. I'm going to let you know what's going on. I'm going to let you know what's coming at you, okay? So you'll be like, oh my God, now she's bringing a curling iron to bed. What did Cosmo say now? I'm here for you, okay? Anyway, you should read the story anyway because it's very, very, very well written. You can check it out on baselinesportsbar.com or representmeg.com. Shameless plug. All right, I'm back at this. I got stuff. I can't just be hanging out with you guys all day. I got to do.